7 days a week, 365 days a year. Just Jay and I showing up today. Mitch a little bit under the weather. He'll be back sooner rather than later, back on his feet. But told him today, just you know what, you had a long weekend. Just kick back, take it easy. Jay and I got this. Costy's on a beach somewhere, wearing his speedo, tanning his cheeks. Got more red bottoms than a pair of Louboutins, but he's doing his own thing. So it's just Jay and I today, trying to recover from NFL Week 15. Jay, how's it going?
Like you said, trying to recover from NFL Week 15. Man, whew, kicked my ass. It did. Well, it wasn't terrible, but it was bad. That's what I will say. You know what we got to talk about, man. Yes, my boys, Chris, they got their ass kicked yesterday.
Whew.
It happened. We got our ass kicked yesterday. You want to know my honest thoughts, though?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Honestly, I see half of Mitch's gripe, bro. The NFL is one of the most manipulated games of all sports. The thing is that game, there was 3 plays in that game that swung that game to what it was. Just 3. Just cool 3. Those 3 were the first possession Buffalo had, what, third down, getting off the field, a questionable roughing the passer call. Yes, I say questionable. It could go either way. I understand it, but Josh, the thing that made me mad there, Josh Allen crying for the call, talking about he hit me in the face mask. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That was 1. 2, it just seemed like every Buffalo drive yesterday was extended by penalty. Is basically what I'm getting at. And the NFL, it's not a hard game. It's really not. Football is not a hard game. But when you get extra possessions, when you get extra first downs, of course, the game can get out of hand. Anybody can beat anybody any given Sunday with a little aid, man. And I just felt like that's what happened yesterday in Buffalo. Yes, my Cowboys did not play well. I'm not trying to sit here and say that was it. But early in the game, the momentum definitely swung Buffalo, and it was purely a penalty, not on play on the field. Do I think it means much in the grand scheme of things? No. I still think Dallas is the second best team in the NFC. I think Buffalo is still like going to be a first round exit if they get in at all. Playing better down the stretch, but yeah, it is what it was. I had to get it out, guys. It's Monday. You know, I had to come here and get it out.
I mean, now the Bills in the mix, one of 4 teams with two wild card spots available at 8 and 6. Right now it's Cincy, Indianapolis, Houston, and Buffalo. And for my money right now, I gotta think
Who is it? Who is it?
Okay, so Cincinnati, either Jacksonville or Indianapolis, depending on how the division shakes out, because they're tied at the top of the AFC South right now. Houston, or I shouldn't say Houston, Jacksonville, and Indianapolis, all 8 and 6.
Ooh.
And the Buffalo Bills. Pittsburgh and Denver at 7 and 7.
They both out. They not. Stick a fork in them. All right. Let me see. Let me call it right quick. I'm finna call it.
Now hold on. We're gonna say this with let's preface this by who they've got this week. So the Bengals and the Steelers meet in probably what looks to be an eliminator. You've got the Bills taking on the Chargers.
That Texans Browns game is huge.
Yeah. And the Jags playing the Bucks. So almost every team in that mix right now. And the Broncos luck out on the Patriots on Sunday night.
That AFC gonna be tight. I don't know if I can call it right now.
Right? Exactly. It's ridiculous. Like just how tight it is.
Even the Bengals, they schedule is tough. At Pittsburgh, at Kansas City, and then home against Cleveland. Ooh.
You want to know what my gripe is? Just personally, is just how much money I left on the table yesterday.
I left money
All
on the table too.
all the
Yeah,
games that I crossed off because I didn't have a strong feeling about were the ones that came in.
me
Like
too. Like
like
Dolphins, Houston, Tampa.
like
Number
like
three,
yeah. Like no
Carolina.
lie. Like no lie. I got intimidated with Case Keenum off of the Texans because I thought the Titans would, and I'm like, you know what? And I would look back on it. I'm like, why? Why am I scared of the Titans? The Titans don't scare me. The only thing that scared me was the potential Derrick Henry had 4 200-yard rushing games in his last 5 against the Texans. And what did he do yesterday? 9 yards on 16 carries.
Nah, you spitting. You spitting.
Like why did the Titans scare me off? It's one of those things where it's obviously hindsight's 2020, and you look back on it and like that's why I don't feel as bad about it because I'm just like, look, if I didn't feel strongly about it at the time, then it wasn't a play that I wanted to make. But it's like I left the Dolphins off. Again,
Same.
why?
Why?
Because
I left Dolphins off. I'll tell you why. Because they pissed me off last week. That's why I left the Dolphins off.
Yeah.
But I can't do that. Like they were definitely easily the play yesterday. Easily.
Like what did it finish at? The line was like what, 7.5?
It came all the way down to 6.5 before kickoff.
But what was the highest it was at?
9.
Was it so it wasn't in so I'm losing my mind thinking that it was in double digits.
It might have been. I don't really remember.
No, because I'm just trying to think. Because for some, honestly, I'm having full on like Mandela effect right now. Like I, for some reason, thought that this line was at like 13. Because I'm like, if it was not around, if it was not double digits, I have no idea why I didn't bet the thing. Let me see line movement. Let me see.
Now I'm with you in the comment in the chat, Richard Rainbow. It was evident that they want them Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. It was evident. Like that PI on Curse. What is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do?
So there's multiple books that I see that had this line around on Tuesday, had it around 9.5. There were a couple that had it in double digits, so I'm not necessarily losing my mind. But to not catch it down at 7.5, like I said, that for me that pissed me off of myself. This is going to be a gripe fest. This is going to be the airing of grievances for the next little bit. So if you're not ready for this, buckle in. How I don't put in the Chiefs laying double digits against the Patriots, I get it. That might have been
at least I had them. That was my saving grace yesterday. I had the Chiefs.
Yeah. That was mine where it's just like I keep telling myself, I'm like, okay, the Chiefs hadn't been playing well, so maybe you kind of just like you're not. It's hard to stomach laying 8.5, 9 on the road, but it's the goddamn Chiefs against the Patriots
in a bounce back spot. One of the best teams in the league against one of the worst. This is just what I told myself.
But the thing for me is that
fined, Patrick Mahomes getting fined. They're gonna come out here and go crazy.
Yeah,
that game should have been worse than what it was. They kind of just took their foot up.
Yeah, but it's like I know I get where you're coming from. Obviously, you got the game right, but I think what talked me off it was just like, are the Chiefs really not that good? You know what I mean? Where it's just like this team, we know what this team is. This is Patrick Mahomes. This is Travis Kelce. This is a rock solid defense. But they were going into that game. They were 8-5, which for Kansas City Chiefs standards, the last few years, is not a great record. You'd expect this team to win 10 of their first 13 games year after year. And it's just like they hadn't been blowing teams out. The offense hadn't looked great. A lot of times it was the defense that was doing the heavy lifting. And they're going up against the Patriots, who should be playing for a draft pick right now. And it's like, I think that's what kind of took me off of the Chiefs. But again, hindsight. What am I doing? And it's like, why I didn't take the under in that Falcons-Panthers game? Dude, the NFC South is a joke. The NFC South is junior varsity in a varsity league. People want to joke around and throw out the term poverty franchise and this, and this. This is a poverty division. This division is absolutely brutal. And I know every year in most sports, you have at least one division where it's one like team that record-wise, if you compiled all the records, shouldn't be there. They're like the 8th or ninth best record in the conference, but they get in because they won their division. That's... Yeah, that to me is... Yeah, the NFC South is terrible. And then the Falcons. The Falcons are not as close as I thought they were. As close as I thought they were to start the year. This team is bad, bad, bad. Not Panthers bad, but bad. Jay, Jay and I were talking before we went on the air. So my friends came over. We had a Christmas party on the weekend. What do you think the get-in price for the cheapest ticket at the Carolina Panthers game was?
I know what it was because I saw it.
Did you?
Yeah, 45 cents.
45 cents to get into the Carolina Panthers Atlanta Falcons game. I saw a post. I think it was from. I don't want to remember. I remember her name. I think was it Rachel Nichols? I think I was on Instagram or something like that. She posted a picture, and it was the seats from the Carolina Panthers stadium 18 minutes before kickoff.
Empty. I saw that.
It was select a seat Sunday before kickoff. It was bad. Like, for how much the NFL likes to drum up about how much they make and how much and this and that, these stadiums should be filled to the brim, even for the worst team. I get it; people don't want to pay astronomical prices for a 2-12 team, but then regulate it. Make sure that people can afford to go to a game. Make sure people want to go to a game when team is 2-12. I can tell you, the Raptors, they still filled the joint when they were crapping it out. So do something about it, Goodell. Get off your ass and do something about it. Instead of sitting there on your high horse making $50 million a year, whatever the hell you're making. $50 million too much as far as I'm concerned. I never have these rants. I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone right now. I'm not used to having an opinion. Oh, and the other one that I'm ticked off that I left off. The 49ers. And I know it's easy to say about the biggest favorite on the board, but it's like...
I had the Cardinals. And I do it all over again, I would have had the Cardinals. But, on the other side of that coin, Christian McCaffrey, man. God damn, boy. God damn it, Christian McCaffrey. I love you, boy. I was down and out yesterday roofing my fantasy league. It's playoffs. Y'all know it's fantasy time. Mitch not here, so we can talk a little fantasy. I was getting my ass kicked yesterday in fantasy. I was sad. I thought it was over. CMC came out there and gave me 55. And now I'm winning. I'm projected to win. The guy only got DeAndre Swift left tonight. I'm projected to win by 2. So hopefully Swift don't have a crazy game tonight. But yeah, shout out Christian McCaffrey, man. I had the Cardinals. I was sad to lose money, but this is a big money fantasy league, man. Shout out Christian McCaffrey.
Let's look at Tankathon at the NFL draft and see who's got what. And then we'll get into the picks in just a minute or two. But right now, going to the Bears, you still have Caleb Williams. Do you think that ends up being the case now that Justin Fields is kind of going through a resurgence, or do you think?
I think they clean house.
Really? I thought this was a spot where Justin Fields had earned.
You want to know what I think? I think they clean house, and I think they trade Justin Fields to the Atlanta Falcons. That's how I see it playing out for their draft pick. That's how I see it playing out. Justin Fields will be the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. 9 times out of 10, the Bears are going to have a new head coach, select high twice. They're probably going to take a quarterback with the Panthers pick, and then probably take Marvin Harrison, something like that. And I think Fields goes to ATL. That's how I see it.
I mean, look at the top 5 picks right now. The Bears have 2 of the top 5 picks. So you could where Tankathon has it right now is Caleb Williams at 1 and Malik Neighbors from LSU at 5. That could be. I know they're not schools, not like a Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase situation, but it could be on that same talent level if Caleb Williams adapts to the NFL, as well as a lot of folks are saying that he will. So that could be big. If you have to ask me at 2, who am I taking? Right now, Tankathon has Drake May. I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr.
For who? At
wide receiver.
Who has the 2 pick right now?
New England.
Nah, hell no.
Right now, he's slated to go third to the Cardinals.
What they gonna do? Go get Jimmy Garoppolo?
No, but I'm saying you can get a better quarterback later in the draft. I'm not buying into Drake May. Drake May is basically Mac Jones 2.0.
I see what you're saying.
And that's what Bill has done for the better
Bill,
part.
Bill gonna be in with the Chargers. So
Okay.
What's Bill O'Brien gonna do?
Okay. I will say this: slow that roll. I'm not.
I'm telling you.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Just.
He going to the Chargers, Chris. I'm sorry, you're losing your Hall of Fame head coach. Bill O'Brien gonna be drafting. He gonna wasn't he the one that selected Tunzel or traded Tunzel?
Who, Bill Belichick?
No, Bill O'Brien.
Oh, Bill O'Brien. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that's who's gonna be y'all's GM and coach.
No, he is not.
Yes, he is.
Stop it.
Bill retiring.
Stop it. The lack of oxygen to your brain from that Dallas rant is gone. Too far.
Nah, but I see that's what. I don't know. You might be right, but I don't see them going receiver too. Not New England. I don't. Not New England. Should he go to? Yes. Will New England take him to? I don't know.
I'm just saying, I'm a Patriots fan. I have been since well before the dynasty started. If they take Drake May at 2, I may have to sell my stock. I like, who's a draft pick that you've never wanted that came to Dallas? All I'm saying is, whoever it is, imagine that with me times 10 with Drake May.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of liked all our draft picks, to be honest. They be drafting their ass off in Dallas lately.
I'm telling you, someone who can be a stud, and quote me on. You can clip this if you want. He's slated to go in the 3rd round to the Packers. Again, obviously slated to, not will, but positioning wise, Malachi Corley, wide receiver from Western Kentucky. This dude can ball. Slot receiver height 5'11", 210. But man, he's going to be a stud. I have a feeling. It's either that or it's gas, one of the two. But it's... I don't know. I think it's going to be good.
I mean, J.R. Flocka, I get the point, but like, the truth is the truth. Think about the last 15 draft picks for the Dallas Cowboys in the top 3 rounds. Every last one of them have hit. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. Micah, CD, Trayvon Diggs, Tyler Smith. Even they was hating on him out of Tulsa. He's right now slated as one of the best offensive linemen in football. Need I keep going? The only one that was bad here in the recent memory was Jalen Tolbert. Other than that, well, them boys be drafting their ass off. They do. But we'll see, man. They let me down yesterday. I'm not selling my stock. I'm not. I don't think it means much in the grand scheme of things playing Buffalo in Buffalo with the refs on their side. Hey. Zanier, that's a good one. Taco, that's a good one. That's a good one. You caught me there. But yeah, I still think we're better than Philly. I think we're better than the Lions. I think it's gonna come down to us and San Fran. And we'll see what happens when we play on the field. Mo Claiborne. Okay. I liked Claiborne. That was I was high on Claiborne, and he just let me down.
Yeah, I'm serious. If the Patriots draft Drake May, I might be done. And if he does well, then I'll eat my words. But it's like I just it was this past year at North Carolina. I saw nothing that makes me want the Patriots to take this guy realistically. But anyways,
let's do it.
Deep breath. Now we're good. All right, the airing of grievances is complete. Now we start with college football. Never mind, we're back. I'm pissed off I got to talk about this. He got the famous Toastery Bowl.
The Toastery Bowl. Oh, wow.
Jay, you ever been to famous Toastery?
Famous Toastery Bowl. No, what is that?
So I had no idea what this was until I looked. I was like, it turns out it's just a brand name bowl. Like we have some normal bowls like the Birmingham Bowl, the Armed Forces Bowl, but you know how you also have like the Duke's Mayo Bowl, the one where it's just the sponsor, the Quick Lane Bowl, the Pop Tarts Bowl. What the hell? Sorry, I'm just looking down like bowl names just to see if I can. The Real Quest Bowl. This is the famous Toastery Bowl. So apparently it's like boozy brunch.
So it's just a restaurant, and
it's a breakfast place, yeah.
And they just bought the rights to the name of a bowl.
I mean, okay, let's face it, they can do that. That's kind of badass.
I mean, but is that how it works? Anybody could.
Yeah, if it's up for grabs or if you take it over, like there's certain ones where it's just like sponsors will pull out.
Let me talk to our partners. Talk to Mitch. Next year we need a Pick
Dogs Bowl. Oh my god, stop it.
Oh, you feel me? We need to have it at the Kibby Dome. We're gonna look. Listen, we're gonna be at the Kibby Dome. We're gonna have.
Okay. No, I'm with you.
We gotta have like two of our guys in the game too. Like,
have you looked at Famous Toastery? I wonder if they have one near you.
They do.
I don't know. I'm looking.
I'm looking right now too. I see North Carolina. They over there by Wayne. I see two in Charlotte. It looks like they're all in North Carolina.
Damn it.
South Carolina. Virginia. Yeah, they're in North Carolina, Virginia, and South Carolina. That's where they are.
Nicole Swanson saying that she's eating there, and that's really good. Now I want to go. Like, I'm sorry, but
it looked good.
When you, okay, Jamel Williams saying we're sidetracked by food. What else do you expect? Have you not watched this show for 3 years? Come on. Of course, we're getting sidetracked by food. God,
500,000 to sponsor.
Yeah, Jake can sponsor the Pick Dogs Bowl.
I got it, man. The Pick Dogs Bowl. Let's do it.
Now we just gotta wait for that Cowboys Super Bowl future to cash in.
Right.
So what? We can sponsor a bowl by 2056.
The famous Toastery Bowl is crazy though. That's crazy.
I'm sorry. The Pop Tarts Bowl. I had no idea was a thing. Nicole, I'm not going to read that comment. I'm just Jay. You can read it if you'd like to.
The biscuits and gravy. I ain't gonna read the second.
I am not getting in trouble because of biscuits and gravy. Okay, my fiance watches this show. At least I think she does. I'm not getting in trouble because of that. Anyways, we got the famous Toastery Bowl. We've got. Let's see here. We've got Old Dominion favored by 6.5. This line originally opened at 2.5 in favor of Old Dominion. Now up to 6.5. Western Kentucky. Here's the thing about Western Kentucky, and I'll get Jay to give a take on this in a sec. But the thing about Western Kentucky is that
how many transfers is that?
Well, here's the thing. So so if I'm looking at it right now, you have for Western Kentucky, starting left guard, starting center, starting right tackle, starting cornerback, starting linebacker, starting safety, all in the transfer portal.
Okay.
Backup quarterback, another cornerback. Sorry, backup quarterback, another corner, so another defensive back, another safety are all in the portal. But Western Kentucky is one of those teams that allows their guys to still play in the game even if they enter the portal. So it's up to them. If they want to play, they can still play.
College, we ain't gonna know today on the field. God damn.
Pretty much. But remember, this was saying Malachi Corley. If he plays, keep an eye out for this guy. The big news is that Austin Reed, starting quarterback for Western Kentucky, likely to miss this game. And so the backup quarterback's in the portal, so he could be down to a third-string quarterback. Clay Helton's kid, I believe it is, that could get the start. And he's only made 21 snaps. You know, since he's joined the team, so that's for Western Kentucky. Old Dominion, you lose two of your top receivers, you lose your starting punter, you lose your starting safety. The big thing though is that Old Dominion had the nation's leading tackler, Jason Henderson. He's going to be out. He's missing the bowl game. So where Western Kentucky could get some of their guys back, that have entered the transfer portal, should they choose to play, I don't think you're gonna have the same thing with Old Dominion. So that's just where you gotta take it with a grain of salt. Jay, do you want to go first, or do you want me to here?
I'm not betting this game. I'm a preference that by saying that. If I were to bet this game, this is what I would do. I would lean towards an under. 50 seems like a lot of points. I know these are typically offensive teams, but do they just necessarily come here and click on all cylinders? I don't know. I could see 24-17 under. You know what I mean? Type game. I know these two teams are high scoring, but I don't trust them with all these pieces out. This is basically like a spring game. Is what it feels like. With everybody out, more so than a bowl game. I'm gonna lean towards the under here, Roof.
I can't believe Jay just stole my move where you give out the total and give a correct score close to the actual line. That I'm. The amount of times you threatened to sue me for saying stupid dummy crazy, I'm about to sue you for my gimmick. Asshat. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. That's not my thing to steal. But look, I'm with Jay on the under. Mainly because Western Kentucky, the offense, whether they succeed today or not, that offense takes a big hit without Austin Reed. And this is a team that doesn't like to run the football. They're 131st, second fewest rushing attempts per game in the country. And that's, the strength of this Old Dominion defense. So if they choose to go the rushing route, they're going to have a lot. They're probably not going to have a ton of success. And this is a Western Kentucky team that likes to pass the football. And that's the area where you can exploit Old Dominion defensively. But again, no Austin Reed. Austin Reed, I'm just trying to pull up the numbers for Austin Reed here. Let's see here. He threw for over 3,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 picks. He accounted for 469 of the 482 pass attempts for Western Kentucky this season. So that's a big drop off. Old Dominion, their whole team is just a drop off as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. Look at what Old Dominion's done the last few games. They put up 20 against Georgia Southern, a bad defense, but it is what it is. Because this is what I like to look at. Where the team scored in opposed to where the line finished, like the total finished. Because if you see, for example, Georgia Southern, total set at 62.5, but it was only 20-17. That meant either good defense or a lot of sloppy play. And that's what I think we've seen from Old Dominion this year. There was a total of 56.5 against Southern Miss, a bad Southern Miss team. That game finished 17-13. The Monarchs only put up 10 points against Jay's alma mater, Texas A&M Commerce. 10 points in a game they were laying 26.5 with a total of 48.5. As bad as Western Kentucky's defense is, there is nothing saying that Old Dominion can't struggle again here. This is an Old Dominion team that likes to take a rush-heavy approach to the game. And as bad as Western Kentucky's defense is here, I don't know if it. Yeah, like Jay said, I don't know if it's going to be enough for them to really pull away and put up a ton of points in this game. So I'm with you on the under. 40. It has dropped to 49.5. I think I originally had it at 51, but I could still see it coming in under 49.5. But trust me when I say there are going to be much better bowl games to bet than this one. This is one where. I know we used to joke about Degenerate Friday. This is Degenerate Monday. If you feel the need to bet on this game, we can talk. But this one's definitely one of the lesser ones I have on my bowl scale for sure. All right. Again, now that we've hashed that out, move on to the NFL. Interesting game from Seattle.
I'm not betting this NFL game either. I can't, Chris. I won't have a premium on this game.
Fair.
And
okay.
The reason why is because I'm not going to be able to make our deadline with the news that's transpiring here. We don't know what's up. If it looks like Geno not playing, he's questionable, but I don't think he's playing. And Hurts, I mean, you're playing a guessing game trying to bet right now if he's in or not. Everywhere I see a hard questionable. And it sounds like he's sick. Like it's that time of year where people are sick for real. If he was able to go, I think that they would 100% be like, nah, he good. He probably over there pumping the IV. Even if he does play, is he 100%? And if he doesn't, do I trust Marcus Mariota on the road? Ugh. I need to know who's starting for both teams before I make my final decision. Here's a lean for you guys right now because that's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. I would lean towards the Seattle Seahawks, as disgusting as it sounds. But, like, they're playing for their season. That's the thing with Seattle. They're pretty much playing for their season tonight. They done free fell for a minute. And at home, 12th man, Monday night. If they can't get it done here, then they don't deserve to get in. But like I said, I want to know what's up with the news before I make my final decision. Because it's not a premium, I'll tweet it out later on Twitter and let you guys know where I'm at.
Yeah, if I'm in the same boat. If anything changes for me, I'm going to post it. I'll post it on Twitter. But the thing for me here is that it's so hard. I want to get there with the Seahawks, but if Drew Lock is your starting quarterback, I can't do it. What does Jay always say? Can't do it, won't do it. I'm in the same boat with. Yeah, that's right. I stole your shtick. You stole my total thing. I'm just doing. I can't get there with Drew Lock. I know he's a decent quarterback. He's a decent backup, but this Philadelphia Eagles defense has to be fixed. I think this is a spot where they can fix some stuff. Matt Patricia taking over defensive play calling duties from Sean Desai. Will that be a detriment going forward? Potentially. I can tell you firsthand from what I've seen from Matt Patricia with his time in New England and then his debacle as head coach of the Detroit Lions. This guy is capable of taking a Corvette and driving it into a cliff. There is nothing saying that he can't do that. But Seahawks, there's a reason that for all the talent they've had, they're 6-7 this year. I know a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're in the NFC West, and the NFC West is still solid this year. San Fran kept beating on them like a drum as they have in the last couple of years. The Rams are playing well now, and even the Cardinals have stepped it up. I'm trying to see who they've played in the division. They lost to the Rams to start the year. They got swept by the Rams. They got swept by the 49ers and got a win over Arizona pre-Kyler Murray. So I just think that how am I trying to say this? The Seattle Seahawks didn't just end up here. Like, they didn't just somehow fall into this. They got here on their own. And I think that there's reason to be concerned. If I'm the Seattle Seahawks, I'm not going to lie, I'm going looking for a quarterback in the draft.
Primetime under, Chris? Or are they baiting us?
I like, you know me. How many times, if you go back and search my premium pick history at Pick Dogs, you will look at primetime games and see under next to like my pick more often than not, because primetime unders this season, like Jay said, have been absolute cash cow. But what's the total at now? It's at 45.
And I don't trust either defense.
I don't. That's the thing. Is like you should be able to trust both defenses, but I can't. And like I could see 20. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to pull my thing, but I could see 24-20. I genuinely could. But all of a sudden, 27-23, which sounds like another reasonable number, get you up and over this total. So it's like...
Yep. Rod got 2 props in the comments. He says he likes Noah Fant over receiving yards. I wouldn't be mad at that. I will be really mad at this other one. I told you guys why earlier. He likes Swift over rushing yards. I need Swift to have his worst game in his career.
I'll root for the under just for Jay, but I've been burned so many times by Noah Fant that I can't. That's me.
Yep. I'm not overly in love with this game. Like I said, I'll tweet it out later today, where I ended up at. It's probably going to be Seattle, but I need to know if Hurts and Geno playing, and right now we don't know.
Yeah, and that was the reason why I'm with Jay. I didn't have a premium selection for this game. Couldn't tell you with no quarterback playing, especially when you look at these two teams that are the more quarterback reliant teams in the NFL. Yeah, it's hard for me to get there. All right, now that that's done, we're gonna move on to the NBA.
Solid card in the NBA today.
That it actually was, and I had to do the videos yesterday with Mitch being sidelined, and it was hard for me to get through some of them.
Same. On the jam session, y'all guys will see that. I was like, oh, some of them tough, but there's some gems today too.
Yeah, so we'll start it out with interesting matchup: Cleveland at home against the Houston Rockets. Houston on the back-to-back. Cleveland laying 4 at home. Lines dropped from 5. Total set at 215. Jay, you got something here?
Cleveland. Um, it's Cleveland here. I don't like the spot for the Rockets, like you said, on the back end of a back to back. They did not cover yesterday in Milwaukee. Had to leave Milwaukee. Head to Cleveland. Western Conference team facing Eastern Conference team on the road. It just on the back end of a back to back. It's going to be their 4th road game in their last 6 games. It just doesn't seem like a great spot for them. I know the Cavs are banged up. Mobley, Garland still out, but we saw them get a dub in their last one against Atlanta. Covered there. They're at home where they typically play their best basketball. I know they weren't playing really well before that, but they were on a significant road trip. I think home is the remedy for Cleveland. I think Cleveland wins tonight. I'm gonna take them here.
I'm going to stick with the Rockets. I've gone against the Cavs in the majority of their games this season, and if you've gone against them every time this season, you're around 60%. They're another one of those 60% teams that we've talked about on the morning show a bunch of times. The Cavs, for whatever reason, they're not consistent. I don't know what it is. They've got the talent. They were rock solid at home last year. This year they're 7-6 at home, 5-8 against the number. The one thing the Houston Rockets have done, despite all the adversity they've had this season, despite going just 2-9 on the road, they have a winning against the spread record. What do we always say? Good teams win, great teams cover. And I get it. I understand the spot from Jay. I'm not knocking that. That it is a tough spot. It's a travel spot, back-to-back spot with travel against a Milwaukee team that turned last night's game into a track meet, which isn't necessarily the kind of game that Houston wants to play. But this is a Houston team that can slow it down. They're really, really good defensively, and it may not be the most popular take on this, but I think this is a kind of game where Dylan Brooks pays dividends. Because this is a guy that has the ability to rough things up a little bit, get physical, turn this into a black and blue kind of game. The defensive style that I use the term 1990s basketball a lot, where it's just physical and in the paint. And I think that if Cleveland wins, I think this comes down to who has the last shot. I could see a 2 or 3 point win, so I would be very, very weary of the number and where it lands. If I'm going to be playing Houston here, because I could also put a bit on Houston money line, but I could also see 101.99, something like that. So maybe an under's worth a look. But yeah, it's Houston in the points for me here personally.
Cody.
Let's move on to Jay's boys, the Halliburtons.
Halliburtons.
Could be Sans Halliburton tonight. We'll have to see. He is questionable. There's a possibility he plays tonight. We got the Clippers at home, 3-point home dogs against the Clippers. I'm gonna go with the Clippers in this one. I get it. If I get burned with the Clippers because Tyrese Halliburton ends up playing, okay, I'll take that one on the chin. But I'm also willing to take the risk that if they could be without Tyrese Halliburton, we've seen what this Indiana Pacers team has been without Tyrese Halliburton. It's only happened 3 times this year, but they gave up 127 to the 127 to the Timberwolves, 155 to the Celtics. Now, granted, this will be the first home game if he doesn't play for the Pacers without Tyrese Halliburton. But what we've seen is when they've had to take the step up without Halliburton, they've struggled. The Clippers playing some of their best basketball that I can remember them playing. This is the first time they've looked this cohesive since forming their quote-unquote Big Four with James Harden coming in. It's one of those things where I'm just going to ride the hot hand until it stops paying out. Is it scary stepping in front of the Indiana Pacers? You bet your ass it is. But because the team can always go off, but I just have a better feeling about the Clippers right now than I do about the Pacers without the knowledge of Tyrese Halliburton. So I'm going to go Clippers here. Jay, what do you got?
I definitely understand everything you just said right there. It makes 100% sense, but I'm going the other way. I'm taking the Pacers and the Halliburtons. Here's my thought process on why I'm doing so. I love taking good teams coming back home in bounce back spots. I just do. I'm in the notion. The line seems to reflect that Halliburton playing tonight. I am about 90% sure he plays tonight. If he doesn't, and I'm on the wrong side, then it happened. And I'm with you. If he doesn't play, then the Clippers are the play. What do I say about Halliburton? He is the tire, the windshield wipers, the engine, the motor. He's what makes this Pacer team go. Without him, this team may be the worst in the East. With him, hey, this team is competing on a nightly basis and is going to make the postseason this year. And he's going to be an all-star starter for the East this year. Here's the thing. We're getting the Clippers. I know they're playing well. They are playing well. They're coming off a pretty significant homestand, though. And I think this is the perfect spot. This is the flat spot. This is the fade spot. We're getting them coming off a homestand on the road, going up against this team, hungry in a bounce back spot. The Pacers haven't been home since before Las Vegas. That's insane. The last time they're just missing home. They've been on the road for forever. They've been on the road since the start of the month, since the 2nd of even before that, they was on the road. God damn. The Pacers, the last home game the Pacers played was on the 27th of November. That is forever ago. They played the Heat on the road and then came into December, played the Heat. Or take that back. No. Yeah, take that back. They played one home game. It was against the Celtics in the in-season tournament.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, they played that. That one was in Indiana. But the next two, the Bucks and the Lakers, were in Las Vegas. And since then, they've been out in Vegas. I mean, they've been out on the road. Went and played the Pistons, the Bucks, the Wizards, the T-Wolves. I think home is a good remedy for this team. I think the home crowd is going to pay this team some dividends. I think they get this one done straight up tonight is basically all I'm saying.
All right. Move on to the Sixers hosting the Bulls. Sixers laying 11 points. The line's moved up a half a point from the open. Totals dropped 2.5 points, though. Jay, what do you got in this one?
Bulls Sixers, you said?
Yeah.
Sixers. Hey, am I in love with it? No. But am I fading the Sixers as a huge home favorite? No. It just seems like every time they're a huge home favorite, they just blow them out. They just do. Sixers, huge home favorite, money. Bulls playing better without the cancer Levine, but still they've lost 3 of their last 4. They've been better against the number, but I don't like the spot for them either, Roof. This is going to be their 5th road game in their last 6 games. Going up against, like I said, the Sixers who go stupid, dummy crazy at the crib. They on a significant win streak in their own right. Coming off of what? 4 straight blowouts? 5 straight games of winning by 9+. It's Sixers or nothing for me here in this one.
Yeah, I'm on the Sixers here as well. For a lot of the reasons that Jay just mentioned. I will give you those exact numbers, though. The 5-game win streak that the Pacers are on right now, sure. You look at the level of competition they've played. You could call it into question, but are we really saying that the Bulls are that much better than any of those teams? I mean, sure.
No.
But it's like, yeah, they've won. They beat the Hornets. They beat the Pistons twice. They beat the Hawks and the Wizards. The Chicago Bulls are not far off from any of those teams, in my opinion. Maybe from the standings perspective they are, but...
I agree. Talent perspective, I mean,
Yes, this team's gotten better without Zach LaVine, but are they really, though? You know what I mean? So it's like... So you look at who the 5 teams I just mentioned, or the 5 games I just mentioned, the Sixers have had during this win streak. They've won all 5 by double digits. They were laying double digits in 4 of those 5, covered all of them. Yeah, 9 points in the other one. Winning by an average of... Wait, hold on. Wait. Oh, I don't have it. Damn it, I was going to do a drum roll. Winning by an average of 33.8 points per game. Is that sustainable? Absolutely not. But is a double-digit win sustainable for another game? Absolutely. I'm laying the points here with the Philadelphia 76ers. There is unfortunately no way that I can get on the Chicago Bulls. I'll admit it. I was on the Bulls in that game against who they play last, against the Miami Heat in the rematch, but
I think I had them.
Yeah, but sorry, not here. They've covered 7 of their last 8. It's all well and good, but like if we got like, I'm going to take 30 seconds to just delve into Chicago. Back-to-back covers against the Heat. Okay, cool. You lost. You didn't cover against the Denver Nuggets at home, which is a little bit eye-opening considering what we know about Denver on the road. You covered twice as double-digit underdogs against the Bucks, who we know have been a terrible cover team this season. You covered against San Antonio, Charlotte, and New Orleans, a Pelicans team that's bad on the road. I don't see you going into Chicago, going into Philadelphia, and taking care of business. So,
Mitch.
Alrighty, so
laying 11.5 with the Hawks.
The fact, okay, first of all, like Jay said, we're going to go to the Hawks and Pistons. Hawks laying, what is it now, 11 you said?
11.5.
11.5. Total set at 246. I know we're supposed to keep this a PG show. I'm sorry. I forgive me for what I'm about to say. I would rather dip my unit in battery acid than lay 11.5 points with the Atlanta Hawks.
No bullshit.
The burn won't last. The burn won't last as long with the freaking.
The Pistons are ass though.
But at what point do you, like, it's like, at what point do you draw the line, right? Because you can definitely make the case, like, for the teams that beat the crap out of the Pistons like they did. Let's look at it like this. The Bucks, okay, yeah, we talk about how bad the Bucks are as a cover team, but there's always going to be games where the Bucks show up, show out, and beat the crap out of whoever they're playing. Right. They lost to the Sixers. Again, we talk about the Sixers and what they've done, how they've demolished teams lately. The Orlando Magic are a team on the rise. There are certain ones that don't look as good against teams like the Memphis Grizzlies, where you lose by 14, and the Washington Wizards, where you lose by 19. I get it. But we're talking about the worst cover team in the NBA that is terrible at home. What are they still? Are they 1-9 against the spread at home?
I think so.
1-9 against the spread at home. And then when you look at I know everyone likes to go to points per game. I've started to shift towards defensive efficiency, the points per 100 possessions, to kind of use that to see where teams are. In terms of home defensive efficiency this season, the Atlanta Hawks are second worst in the NBA, allowing 121.4 points per 100 possessions. You know who's last? The Wizards. The Wizards, the team that can give up 130 points at any given night. If you want to lay 11.5 points with the Atlanta Hawks, I will tell you what, this is a better way to spend your money. Just go make a donation to your local charity, because then at least the funds will be put to good use.
Ruffolo took the words right out of my mouth. I can't really add nothing to what he said. I'm right there with you. I'm not laying 11.5 for the Hawks, man. I'm not doing it. Now, yes, they're 1-9 ATS at home. That's only 10%. They're 6-19 straight up this year against the spread. They've only covered in 24% of their games. Right above them is the Detroit Pistons at 8-17-1 against the number. They've only covered in 32. The difference here is one we're getting 11 points with, the other we're laying it with. I'm not laying 11.5 with the Hawks. I don't even know if defensively that it makes sense. Like Chris just told you the defensive numbers. I think the Pistons are gonna get some meaningless buckets in the second, third quarter that are gonna lead to them losing this game probably by 4 or 5. In all honesty, if you got the balls to do it, this may be the spot where the streak ends. In all honesty, this may be the spot where the Pistons finally get on the board. I don't know if I got the balls to do it and bet Pistons money line, but I'm pretty sure some of you do. And if you do, man, send me your ticket. I'm going to be rooting for you like hell. I might join you later on the day. It's Pistons or nothing for me here.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. It's just like, realistically, it's going to be one of two. It's going to be one of two outcomes. It's going to be the Hawks shock, the Pistons shock the world, or we're going to be sitting here tomorrow going like, God damn, the Pistons suck. How could they not cover? It's
It's
one
gonna
of two
be,
things because it's not.
yep.
And it wouldn't surprise me if it did, but I genuinely can't say that I'm like the Pistons lose this game by 4.
Right.
You're invested at this point. It's like it's all or nothing. I'm getting plus 400 with the Pistons. I'm gonna
That's
take
not.
that.
I might be there. I might do it. I'm probably gonna do it.
Do you want to know how bad it is? It is so bad that it's at the point that my book does not want to give me an alternate line with the Pistons to lay a point and a half or two.
We'll see.
Like,
Wayne don't like it. He like the Hawks today.
yeah, Wayne's senile. I'm never gonna bash anybody for taking a team, but it's like I can't get there with this.
I can't either. My brain don't even compute trying to lay 11.5 with Atlanta. It don't even.
Like I'm looking at all the different books I have right now. I've looked through 2 of my top 3 that I normally go to.
Yeah,
and all I'm getting the I can't lay points with the Pistons in either of them. I'm just trying to see if there's anywhere that'll let me, because I think that this is the only way to really sort of maximize any sort of value in this game.
You might gotta go. You know what you could do? It's really risky.
Oh, here we go.
You might gotta go win margin. You might can find like Pistons win margin.
No, I found one. I found one that'll give it to me. I could go Pistons minus 2.5 at plus 480. I could go as far, and I honestly would put maybe $1 on this or something, or $2 just in case it comes in. Pistons minus 13.5.
Blowout Central. It happens, bro. It happens.
Dude, it's like because here's the thing. If you lose, you're down a couple bucks. But in the reality, would it surprise anybody if the Hawks completely crap the bed?
No.
It's like, no. I know people are gonna watch this back and think that we're absolutely senile for thinking about taking the Hawks and potentially switching it to where we lay points with the Hawks. But it's like, lay points with the Pistons. But it's like, would it surprise anybody? That's the thing, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. Maybe I'm just that fed up with the Hawks.
And you got to be in it to win it, man. You know what I mean? You got to be in it to win it. A few dollars on a huge Pistons win is not crazy. It's not. The Hawks, they are what they are. Terrible. We'll see. The Pistons are bad too, but we'll see. I don't like this next game we got up. I don't.
Give me a sec here.
I really don't like the two. I really don't like the next two.
Yeah, then it can be a little bit tricky. Hold on, let me get back to where I was here. Okay. We got the Timberwolves paying a visit to South Beach, take on the Miami Heat. Line flipped. I was originally seeing Heat -1 in some places. Then when I was doing my video for this game, it switched to Timberwolves -1. Now it's Wolves -1.5. Anything here, Jay?
I love fading the T-Wolves on the road, but I also love fading Miami in Miami. I'm in between a rock and a hard place. T-Wolves, man, they hooping, man. They are hooping. But expecting them to go into Miami and win is something totally different than had this line been like Miami -4.5. Last year, this line would have been Miami 4.5, and we probably would have grabbed the points with the T-Wolves. But the T-Wolves being favored in Miami is crazy to me. I'm taking the Heat here. I am. Revenge spot. T-Wolves did beat up on Miami in Minnesota, but I'm not surprised there because Minnesota has played its best basketball at home. Here's the thing. This is a good spot for Miami. This is their 5th home game in their last 6 games, comfortable at the crib. We just saw Jimmy with the game winner last game. I think that momentum carries over. Jimmy, one of them type guys where it's like he stacks good games. Anthony Edwards game time decision. If you on Twitter, you know what he got going on in his personal life right now. It just doesn't seem like a great spot for the T-Wolves. It's Miami from here.
Yeah, his hip pointer got him in trouble. I'm gonna take the. Jay's trying not to laugh at that. I'm gonna take the. I'm gonna take the Timberwolves here as well. Even then, that's like I said, that's with the Sands Edwards news. They could be without him here. The big news for the Heat is that they're likely getting Tyler Hero and Bam back for this game. Will G stop it? Just we're not encouraging that. Okay, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. The big news for Miami is that you're getting Bam and Tyler Hero back, and my stance on it has always been, and it's because I've seen it happen more often than not. When you get guys back like that, yes, it's nice to have them back, but it takes them a while to have their feet back to get their feet back underneath them, and to really get that lineup cohesive again with them back in the lineup. How many times have we seen it where maybe one star player is missing for a while? The team plays well without them. They start to find their groove, and then this guy comes back, and you think that maybe this team is hot as it is. And now you add this guy back into the lineup, they're going to be even better, and they come out flat in that first game. And I think that's what's going to happen here with the Miami Heat. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they've earned, I think, their right to be favored on the road here. I think they've earned the benefit of the doubt to be favored here. So my only concern with the Heat, though, was that you look at where they've been terrible against the spread as a home favorite. But a lot of those were coming where they were laying a decent number of points because their home win-loss record just straight up, going back to the start of last year, 41-24, and their against the spread record has been brutal. So that tells me that they're winning games, but they're not covering. So that's the only concern that I have there. But I would still lay the points here, or even just take the money line with Minnesota. I think the juice isn't that bad. Move on to the next one. We've got the Raptors taking on the Hornets.
You laying 11.5 with your boys after how they did us the other day?
Man, you must want to watch my video on this shit. I am not going anywhere near the frickin' Toronto Raptors.
The Craptors.
You don't just earn the nickname the Craptors. There's levels to this ish. Okay, there's the Toronto Raptors. What have we always said? And Jay's brought this to light, and it's been well known for the last little bit. Is that the Raptors play their best basketball at home? Plain and simple. They're not even doing that right now. They're a 500 team at home. What are they? 50-50 team at home. Both straight up and against the spread. Charlotte. This team struggles without LaMelo Ball. They got an injury list longer. I'm going to steal one of my buddy Randy Chambers, one of our writers at Sports Chat Plays. I'm going to steal one of his lines. The Hornets have a laundry list of injuries longer than DMX's arrest record. But they're still finding ways to be competitive. And they've gotten blown out in some spots. There's no denying that. But they covered at home against the New Orleans Pelicans. They were respectable on the road against the Heat. Yes, they got a road win against our darlings, the Brooklyn Nets. They covered and won outright as 9.5-point dogs. The Raptors at home. Let's not forget, this is a Raptors team laying 11.5. I think this was the point I originally wanted to make, and I got somehow sidetracked with the Hornets. This is a Raptors team that's laying 11.5. That's lost 7 of their last 9 games, and not close. They just lost to these Hornets in Charlotte by 3 as 5.5-point favorites. What, a week and a half ago?
They just got their doors blown off by Atlanta
in a rematch, but yeah,
I don't know.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm with you. I'm just saying. You got to preface it. It doesn't excuse it. But this is a team that look at their last few home games. Sure, they beat the Hawks, but they lost to the Hawks in the rematch, like you said. Lost to the Heat. Lost to the Knicks. I can't do it. Give me the Hornets plus 11.5.
Me too. Raptors made me mad the other day. Like, not only did they lose to the Atlanta Hawks, they got their ass kicked, bro. Like, They not hooping. Where do the books come up with 11.5? Like, I just want to know where they came up with that number. Where they came up with that.
Well, let me look at the injury report. We got Rozier probable. You got Mark Williams doubtful. PJ Washington and Gordon Hayward questionable, and then Ntilikina, Ball, and Cody Martin all out for the next little bit. Only player on the injury list for Toronto is Christian Koloko, who's been out since November.
But like, the Raptors have only won by this margin, twice this season, and they were both early. Like, I don't even see
but that's the other thing is that even with Toronto at pretty much full strength since almost November, they're 2-7 in their last 9.
Yep, it's Charlotte. Charlotte from here.
Charlotte's probably gonna be the worst team of the bunch that they'll have played. But again, they took the loss to Charlotte last time they played in Charlotte.
That they did.
But yeah, Raptors. Anyways, got the Thunder take on the Grizzlies. I feel like I'm stealing all of Jay's quotes today at the crib. We've got got the Thunder at home, laying. I'm trying to see what it is now. Is it 11? It's still 10.5. Still 10.5 for the Thunder. Total set at 229.5. Jay, what do you got here?
I got a quote from Anthony Edwards. That's what I got.
Oh no.
I made comments in the heat of a moment that are not me, and they are not aligned with what I believe and who I want to be as a man. All women should be supported and empowered to make their own decisions about their bodies and what's best for them. I am handling my personal matters privately and will not be commenting on them any further at this time. Hey, man. We in the social media era, boy. Y'all better watch what y'all doing, boy, because it could be on Front Street quick, boy. Whew. Praying for you.
Yeah, man, what are you doing?
Praying for you, Ant. But let's do it. Thunder Buddies and the Grizzlies. I'm taking the Thunder Buddies. Thunder Buddies for life. Still one of the best ATS teams in the NBA. Grizzlies on the road. The last 2 seasons have been a fade. Yeah. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's in that bag. I don't know if y'all saw that game winner over the Nuggets the other night. Thunder are one of the best teams in the NBA. Short, sweet, simple. It's not even up for debate anymore. They're one of the best teams in the NBA, and they have one of the best players in the game in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and they're going up against a Memphis team who A, sucks on the road, B, is still banged up. Yeah. It's Thunder and nothing for me here.
Yeah, you want to talk about another long injury list? Look at the Memphis Grizzlies. Bismack Biyombo, doubtful. Derrick Rose, out indefinitely. John Morant, they are counting down the days till he returns, but at this point, I'm not sure it matters. Luke Kennard, knee injury, out till late December. Marcus Smart, out till late December with a foot injury. We knew about Steven Adams and Brandon Clark, so banged up as all heck. And do you want to know the Oklahoma City's injury list? Nothing. This is the healthiest this is the healthiest I can ever remember the Oklahoma City Thunder being since they started to have this new look team. And we've always said, or at least I've always said, I shouldn't speak for other people, but a lot of the comments that I've heard have been, well, the Thunder, Mr. Taylor, the Morant's coming back on the 23rd. The thing with the Thunder has always been, if they could just stay healthy, they'd be solid. Well, we're there, and this Thunder team is legit. This team, we talked last year about how they could potentially be a team to maybe take the next step this year in the Western Conference. I think they're there, and oh boy. Jay, you're muted.
I'm laughing at the comments.
Yeah. No, 23rd, I got you. If it is, Mr. Taylor, I'll say this. If he comes back tonight, you want to talk about people getting paid off. John Morant's paying someone off. He comes back tonight. But yeah, no, I gotta lay it and play it with OKC here. Better team. Memphis. They're, like I said, they're counting down the days till Ja comes back, but I don't even think it matters at this point. So, give me OKC big in this one. They're just absolutely they might be my title contender this year. I know it sounds crazy. They may be worth a futures look. But now we move on to another one of our favorite teams. We got Jay's team, the Denver Nuggets, taking on the Dallas Mavericks. I want to see if you bite on that one. He didn't. He's still too busy worrying about Anthony Edwards and where he's swinging this thing. We got the Nuggets at home, laying 7.5 against the Dallas Mavericks. I'll go first so that Jay can have the floor after this. I'm going to take the Mavericks here in the points.
The trash pandas?
I know, but I look, if this line was 2.5, I'd probably be on the Nuggets. But at 7.5, with the way that Luka Doncic is playing like a man possessed, he's making everybody better around him. The Denver Nuggets at times, I know we talk about them going, Jay, what is it at the crib? You're leaving me hanging here.
Stupid, dummy, crazy.
But it doesn't feel like the Nuggets are that team right now. I know they're 10-2 at home, 6-6 against the number, and that some teams would kill for that. But the Mavericks are 9-4 straight up and against the spread on the road. And like I said, Luka's playing like a man possessed right now, making everybody around him better. I might go for dueling triple doubles in this game for same game parlay too with Doncic and Jokic. But
I could see it.
But I'm taking the Mavs here. I'm going all in on this one. Give me the Mavs here. Jay, what do you got?
We got the two best players in the NBA going head-to-head tonight, man. We got Nikola Jokic.
And Dorian Finney-Smith.
Going up against Luka the Don. Like Ruffolo said, man, I don't know if y'all paying attention, but the Don is hooping right now. Oh, my God. Like, it's a reason he on my wall, bro. I need y'all to understand that. Like,
was it you that posted the tweet yesterday about his stat line in the last 8 games?
Yes, that was me. Oh my God!
Well, I know, but I'm just trying to think if I didn't see it on Facebook or something else. But
yeah, man, he is going absolutely insane right now. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but the best road ATS team in the NBA is the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies at 8-3-1 against the number 72.7%. Right behind them, the Dallas Mavericks at 9-4 against the number. They've covered in damn near 70% of their road games. They play better out on the road. It's weird. You know who has the best road? Who's the best road team straight up this year? The Dallas Mavericks. It's crazy. They're 9-4 straight up on the road. They've won 69.2% of their games out there. The Nuggets do go stupid, dummy, crazy. But like Ruffolo said, I don't know. It just hasn't had that same effect as like last year, and it was really evident for me last game against the Thunder. I had the Nuggets in that game. I faded my Thunder buddies, man. And the Nuggets, they had a 6-point lead late in that game. Jamal Murray crossed over, Lou Dort touched the ground, pull up mid range, gang. Would it made it a 6-point game? The Thunder buddies just wouldn't go away, and Shea ended up hitting them with the game winner. They won outright. I think the Mavs compete here. They're going to give me this many points. I'm certainly going to take them. I think the Mavs might get them outright the way they've been playing on the road. I'm on my boys tonight. I'm on the Mavs. Kyrie's been out.
I'm gonna tell everyone to stay tuned and keep an eye on my Twitter because I'm gonna go with a mega parlay tonight for this game, same game parlay, and it's gonna go right. It's gonna surround Jokic and Doncic. I'm gonna go. No, it's okay. I'm gonna go with a massive stat line for Luka. I can already tell you what it's gonna be. I'm just waiting on a couple more, but it's gonna be Luka to have 30 plus, and with a triple double, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Probably Jokic for either 20 or 25 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Doncic 3+ threes, and potentially Doncic and Jokic each to have a steal. I see massive stat lines for both of those guys tonight, and that's probably going to be a nice parlay. Because you rarely see that in same-game parlays, but I think both of those guys have the potential to go off tonight. And I think Dallas has some potential here as well, because I think they're sneaky tonight.
see.
Big time players step up in the big time games, and yeah, I think that it's gonna be a good game for sure. Let's see here. Just looking for one thing quickly. All right. Going to move on to an interesting game. I think the one that I probably had the hardest time getting a grip on this card. The Utah Jazz plus 4 points at home against the Brooklyn Nets. Jay, what do you got here?
It's not that complicated to me, Roof. I love the Nets. I love the Nets. I love the Nets. The Nets have been a money-making machine for me thus far this season.
Why do I get the feeling that a butt's coming?
Because it is. But they're not playing all that well right now. They're just not. And I don't like the spot for them. This is their 5th straight road game. They're going up against a Utah Jazz team who is ass. We all are aware that the Utah Jazz are ass. But that's mainly on the road. The Utah Jazz at home, they be hooping. And I think they're going to come out hooping tonight. In all honesty, I think the Jazz win this game outright. But the Jazz against the number this far this season at home, they're 9-3. That's 75%. They just cover at the crib. They're kind of like a baby Nuggets, meaning they have a home court advantage up there in Utah, and I think people forget about it sometimes. It's a tough place to go and play. I'm on the Jazz here. I've been on the Jazz a ton at home this season. On the road, we fade them. At home, we ride them. It's really not that complicated. They were kind of like this last year, too, to start the year, and then it flipped. Then they got pretty bad at home and were money on the road, right? This is who the Jazz are. They're not a hard team to figure out. The Nets, I love these boys, man. I do. But it's a bad spot for them. They're missing home. They're missing the crib. And I think going to Utah is a bad spot. I'm taking the Jazz here.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm just going to play devil's advocate for a couple of points. The one thing I'll say is with Brooklyn, and where I can understand being on the Jazz here, is that it's sort of six of one, half dozen of another. The Brooklyn Nets on this road trip, the Utah Jazz are going to be the least imposing team that they'll have played, in my opinion. Sacramento, Phoenix, Denver, and Golden State. But with that said, it also means that, Utah's catching them at the end of a tough run, and Brooklyn heads back home after this. Maybe they want to just get home. The Utah Jazz, I just wish I was getting more points with them. I think that's the only thing I would ask. But then again, I wish for $1 million. It does mean the books are going to give it to me, right? So I'll get there with you with Utah. Not a premium, not one of my best plays on the board, but I can put a couple bucks on it. The Jazz are dealing with some injuries here, but the key guys for me, the key guy I should say, Lauri Markkanen is playing, and Colin Sexton's been able to shoulder the load even when he wasn't playing.
Y'all know Markkanen on my European Mount Rushmore. Stop playing with him.
What, Mount Rushmore-ish? Like it can't just be Mount Rushmore. You got to put like a European like end of the name twist, like in or itch. Mount Rushmore-ish, like. But yeah, I think see. It's so hard because you kind of wonder, can the Nets sustain it? But it's like they're not going to cover every game. I don't know. I'll lean towards the Jazz. Next, we go to another skid mark on the NBA schedule tonight. Got the Washington Wizards paying a visit to Sacramento. Sacramento laying 12.5 here. What do you think about these rumors of Keegan Murray going to the Raptors for a package featuring Pascal Siakam or OG Anunoby? I've left Jay speechless.
I don't know.
I don't want him. I'm just saying that. I don't want, because I can't stand. Is it going to sound stupid? I can't stand his face.
I don't even know if it makes sense. Like he is getting better. He is playing well, but is he a superstar? Nah. I think he's still a fourth option on the Kings, really. And is that worth Anunoby? Is that worth Siakam? Like either one of them, you're not getting both, but one of them, I don't know. I don't know. Mm.
Okay, I know people are gonna roast me for saying I don't like his
But
face.
then again, we did just see the Kings trade away somebody who many people thought were in the same role as Keegan Murray, and now look at him, he's a star. Um, in Halliburton. So you never know.
I know people are gonna roast me for saying I don't like Keegan Murray's face, but the dude looks like he wears eyeshadow. He's got dark circles under his eyes. Like maybe it's tired from all those late nights in Sacramento. I'll tell you, if you come to Toronto, they're not gonna get much earlier. I'll tell you that much. Nightlife scene here, crazy. But anyways, Keegan Murray can hit 12 threes in a row if you want. That's all well and good. You're not gonna do it every night. And I don't know. I kind of want the Raptors to tear it down, so maybe that's the first step in them doing it. But it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you, Marcus. So he probably will, but it's just like I'm torn because like I want them to tear it down, but it's just like those are two of the bigger pieces, and I want to make sure that you get something for them if you're going to trade them away. Especially when everyone that Toronto trades away has a better career once they leave here for the most part. I don't know. Anyways, got the Wizards getting 12.5 on the road against the Kings. Jay, you got anything here?
Kings or nothing. I'm not taking the Wizards on the road. Wizards are ass. We saw Jordan Poole slip on an imaginary banana peel last night on the back end of a back-to-back, leaving Phoenix, heading to Sacramento. Lost 4 of their last 5. Kings low-key playing well. They've won 4 of their last 5. We just seen them blow out Utah at home, another bad team. Yeah, I think this is a spot where they beat up on another bad team in a bad spot. It's Kings or nothing for me here.
I'm gonna go with the Wizards here.
Ooh.
I hate that I've done this to myself. But you're giving me points, 12.5 points to the team that's sure 2-13 on the road, but 9-6 against the number on the road. I'm probably gonna have to take it because we've seen it with the Washington Wizards. They continue to get these inflated lines on the road, and I would say more often than not, they have a good shot at covering them. I mean, just covered against the Phoenix Suns. They were getting 10.5 against the Sixers at home. They covered that. I know it doesn't help here considering they're on the road, but 10.5 against the Magic, one of our covered darlings on the road, lost to them by 5. We're getting 13.5 in Milwaukee, lost to them by 3. Yeah, give me the Wizards here in the points. It's one of those things where it's not. It didn't make the premium list for me. It's not going to be a strong play, but it's worth, I think, just a sprinkle. Just considering that they've shown they can at least keep games respectable on the road. When they're at home, don't get me wrong, I'm fading them till the cows come home, but yeah, not in this spot. I'll take a shot on them here. People saying add Sabonis to the triple-double parlay. Maybe. I could see it. Maybe against this Wizards defense. Maybe I'll do 2 parlays. I'll do the original one, then I'll add
I don't know. Sabonis, he do be on triple double watch, but it's De'Aaron Fox the one playing out of his mind right now. We have 40 the other night.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like if Fox is gonna get 40, the assist got to come from somewhere.
True.
Let me see here. Hold on. Let me just see what Sabonis is putting up. Well, that's why I'm saying I'm not gonna put Sabonis in like the main parlay. I'll make an extra parlay with him. Let's see, what has Sabonis done in his last few games? Hasn't had a triple double in any of his last 5. He's come close. He's hit points and rebounds, no problem. He's had 8 assists last game, 7 against the Thunder, 9 against the Nets. So he's getting close. Maybe that I see. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna say he's due because I don't believe in players being due. I don't believe that. I mean, I believe that it's your job to go out and do what you have to do every single night. And, oh, yeah, you haven't had a good game in a while, you're due. Nah, it just means that you got to work harder. I'm sorry, but, yeah. And Tyler makes a good point. If it's a blowout in the fourth quarter, one way or another, Sabonis probably going to get pulled, so.
Ooh, right. It popped up on my phone, now listed questionable, Joel Embiid with the hamstring. I cannot sigh hard enough at that. I know. I'll give Adam Silver credit. I think he's the most in tune with his league of all the commissioners.
but we still got to get this fixed. It's not like Joel Embiid just woke up and stepped out of bed. No, my hamstring hurts. Oh no, the cheesecake cart's outside. I gotta go chase it.
Yeah, we'll see.
You know what? Nah, you know what? Screw it. If Embiid's out, Sixers still winning that game by 15 plus.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Nah, yeah, you know what? Screw the Bulls. Can suck a lemon. Last game on the board. You got the Lakers laying 4.5 on the road. Laying 4.5 at home against the New York Knicks. I'll go first in this one. I won't lie to you. I would have put the Lakers in as a premium pick had I known the status of LeBron and Anthony Davis. And I know Anthony, exactly. Why people say to me, like I've seen people that go like, "Why do you call him Anthony Davis?" This is why. This shit right here. Do I think that? I think the Lakers win and cover this one rather easily. I would love it a lot more again if I knew that LeBron and Anthony Davis were going to play, but it just makes it hard, and that's why the Lakers don't really pop up on my premium list, because those guys are integral to their team's success, and they are capable of getting snatched up and put up on the injury report and sitting out like that. So, assuming they play, this might be a live play for me, but I'm going to assume that they play, and I'm going to take the Lakers here laying the 4.5. I just don't want any part of the New York Knicks right now. Even though they were one of the more profitable road teams in the NBA going back some time, I can't get there. So, give me the Lakers laying the 4.5 to close it out. Jay, what do you got?
Lakers for me there too. I'm not betting the Knicks in this spot. Let me ask you a question. Who do you think deserved the game ball yesterday for the Bills? I think it's pretty obvious. It's not.
You go first, and then I'll see if I can. I don't know. My voice just cracked.
I think it was James Cook.
Yeah.
Cook went absolutely. He didn't want to cook this. Now, after asking that question, who do you think got the game ball?
Yeah, I don't know why it took me so long to answer that. I just looked at the box score. Of course, it should have been James Cook.
Who do you think got the game ball?
Josh Allen.
Correct.
Of course it is. It's the quarterback.
That's my problem with him, man.
That's my quarterback, man.
Man, he ain't did nothing, man. That was Cook yesterday, cooking our ass. Allen had a decent game. He had a solid game. I ain't trying to take away from him. But he was not the best player on the field yesterday. It was Cook, and it wasn't even close. You got some hockey today?
Yeah, I got 5-game card. Not gonna lie, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but kind of after I looked at it and did the wraparound, I didn't mind it. I was pissed off. I didn't know the wraparound didn't go out yesterday. Figured it out a little bit too late.
It happens.
And I was like, you know what? Because I remember uploading it, and I was like, okay. And then I don't see it there. I was like, huh? And I find out there's a technical issue with it, where it's just I don't know, the upload shut off halfway through because my computer went to sleep or something like that. I don't know. So it's up there though, and if anyone wants to go check out the wraparound, appreciate any views and comments and likes that we get on that video. But today, 5 NHL games. I'll just run through them quick. If Jay's got anything, I'll give out a play or two here. I got the Detroit Red Wings hosting the Anaheim Ducks. Pittsburgh Penguins against the Minnesota Wild. Winnipeg Jets against the Montreal Canadiens. Jay's Dallas Stars against the Seattle Kraken. And the Florida Panthers visiting the Calgary Flames. Jay, you got anything here?
Stars, that's it. F the Kraken. Nope. Kids don't do Kraken. I'm taking the Stars. Let me see. Maybe a shot on logo. New logo.
Broken phone. No logo, new logo, broken phone.
That'd be good. I live on dangerous, so I ain't got no case.
I'm gonna send you a phone case when I send the cookie too. I don't that puts me on edge. Is when people like have a nice phone and they don't have a case on it.
12 Pro Max, no case, baby. Okay. Live on the dangerous side.
Do you know what I'm gonna start calling you now? Right, just because you're
what?
Because you're rocking life unprotected. I'm going to start calling you Anthony Edwards. What's happened the last...
That's a good one. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good one.
what Anthony Edwards is the prime example of nothing good coming when it's unprotected. It's like, I'm sorry, I may get canceled for that. I apologize, but it's like you laid it up for me right there. It's like nothing. That's like, man, you gotta protect that at all costs. Oh man, I'll give it a hockey play here, quick. We'll go with yeah, you know what? Let's go with the Dallas Stars puck line here. Um, yeah, the Kraken lost to the Stars in the playoffs last year. That's happened with a lot of teams. This Kraken's not the same team on the road that they were last year. They've been terrible on the road so far this year. So give me the Stars puck line. I was originally looking at the under there, but I could see the Stars winning that one 3-1. So take the Dallas Stars there. Also going to take the Anaheim Ducks plus 1.5. I don't want to lay plus 240 or minus 240 with the Detroit Red Wings. I know the Anaheim Ducks are terrible, but they've been keeping some games close, and I think they have potential to sneak one in the back door and maybe keep it close against the Red Wings, but not my strongest play for sure. Jay, before we get into college hoops, what do you got for sale today?
Be honest, I'm running behind, guys. I've been running behind the last few days. But currently, right now, I have my NBA Player of the Day, and I'm going to have a mega pack when it's all said and done. I'm going to have 5 players in the NBA. Only got 2 in there currently. I got to add 3 more. Bear with me. It's one of those weeks. It's a Monday. But I had 3 more plays in there for you, 5 total plays in the NBA. That's all I got for you guys tonight. They're already typed up. I literally just got to enter them. So they'll be in there in a second. But 5 plays today. You can scoop them up, all 5. You can scoop up the play of the day, or you can pair me up with me and Roof, pair me up with me and Rod, pair up me, Rod, and Roof, me, Rod, Mitch, me, Roof, Mitch. However you want to do it, you can do it, man. Let's make some money this week. Bounce back week for me. Rolling into Christmas. Let's make it a good one.
I'm right there with you. I got a play of the day for the NBA as well as college hoops. Got my fast break play there for $19. NHL play on the board, or an NBA 3-pack, but like Jay said, best way to go long term, whether it's just with either one of us or pair us up as part of the multi-capper promotion. Definitely best way to get any sort of value with these premium plays of Pick Dogs. I said it during the wraparound. I'm starting to wonder if people are getting sick of it. The holidays are finally here. You got to buy that gift for that special someone. Just make you some money. Bill's got to get paid somehow, so why not have some fun while doing it? But I completely blanked. I forgot about college hoops. That's how bad the card was today.
It is bad.
So I'll run through them quick. If you got something, speak up or do what Anthony Edwards should have done and forever hold your peace. We got South Carolina State, UNC Asheville. We got Coastal Carolina and Charleston. We got Quinnipiac and Holy Cross. UCF and Maine. Marist, Maryland Eastern Shore. Delaware State, Wake Forest. Bradley, Duquesne, Morgan State, Campbell, Michigan State, Oakland. Looks to be the game of the time slot there. Let's stop there. We can get a couple quick slots out of this. Jay, is there anything there for you?
Nope.
Is there anything on this college card that's there for you? So I know.
Not really. I ain't gonna lie to you. Not really.
All right. Then I'll give everybody this. I'm gonna go with
Tarleton. I like Tarleton today against Jayville State. That's about it.
Okay. I can't even mad at you for jumping the slot because it's like it's that bad of a card. I'm not gonna jump on you for that. Good God, this card sucks.
Actually, I got one more. I do got one more.
Okay, for the next one or for this one?
What time did you stop at?
I stopped at 7:00.
All right, then yeah, give me Michigan State against Oakland.
Ooh, okay.
Michigan State showed me something against Baylor. They showed me something. They woke me up. They a weird team, but the state time of year, they usually start heating up. I think they heat up and blow out Oakland at the crib too.
Jay must not be watching Oakland basketball this season.
I'm not, but Michigan State was eye-opening.
All right. Let's see here. I got. Oh, crap! I forgot to put a timestamp for college basketball. Whoopsie. Let's see here. I'm gonna go with Wake Forest laying the big number against Delaware State. I think that's a game where not all 6 wins are created equal. I think Wake Forest beats them up. I know Delaware State has a nice record, and they're 8-3 against the spread, 4-2 against the spread on the road. But I think Wake Forest is a different animal. I think Wake Forest takes care of business here. Give me the Demon Deacons in that one, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna do for that one. And we'll move on to the second half of the card. Murray State at Little Rock, UTRGV at Chicago State. Got Tennessee Martin at Evansville, Jacksonville State at Tarleton State, Southern Miss Lamar, UC San Diego Sacramento State, Portland State Fresno State, Eastern Washington at Cal Poly, and Detroit Mercy at Loyola Marymount. So you already gave out Tarleton. What's your other one?
That's it, man. That's all you.
Said you? Oh, you already gave out
State,
Michigan State. My bad. Okay, so we got Jay on Tarleton. I'm gonna go with. Oh man, there were a couple that I liked, and that's like I just drew a blank on them. I'm gonna go with UC San Diego against Sacramento State. I think Sacramento State is god awful. I think we're getting a bit of a decent price with UC San Diego catching 1.5 on the road. And give me Loyola Marymount to bury Detroit Mercy. Detroit Mercy might be the worst team in the country this year, or one of the worst. The worst of any team not named Mississippi Valley State or something like that. 0-10 already this year, 2-8 against the number. They are clearly missing Antoine Davis. Davis left last year 3 points shy of the national all-time scoring record, and they have clearly not filled out that void. Loyola Marymount, just a far better team here. So give me LMU laying the points in that one. All right, Jay, we managed to go an hour and 32 minutes, despite the two of us just being here shooting the breeze. Got a parlay for everybody?
Dallas Stars, Dallas Mavs, Oklahoma City Thunder. The quick J, just don't overcomplicate it. Rocking with my guys parlay tonight, man.
I like it. All right, I'm going to go with the Dallas Stars as well. I'm going to go with... Oh, man, that Sixers line is dropping. Bear with me here, people. The Philadelphia Eagles, I'm going to swallow my pride and take it. And... What?
Nothing. I'm sorry. I'm on Twitter. Hey, wow.
Thanks, Rod. Appreciate it. Dude, you gotta calm down with that. Give me the Stars, give me the Philadelphia Eagles, and give me the Charlotte Hornets and Detroit Pistons 4-teamer. Bingo, bingo, bongo. And yeah, so what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna keep an eye out on my Twitter. I'm gonna drop it in the. Actually, hold on, give me 1 sec here. Let me do this quickly, and then
I'm gonna let y'all know what I got on the NFL later, and then, like I said, I got my NBA plays, the rest of them in a second. And if you're in the All Access, I'll post them in there in a minute as well.
Normally, I don't post like my Twitter or anything like that, but this is gonna be my Twitter at Ruff the Pick Dog. I'm gonna have that Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic parlay posted there soon. And now drop me a follow. Help me get up over 1,000 followers. I've been trying to get back on Twitter. I think I did Jay's Twitter here, right? Did I do that right?
Yep.
I see. There's certain things I remember. Don't ask me how I remember certain people's phone numbers, certain people's Twitter handles. I don't know how I do it, but anyways. So that's gonna be my Twitter. Keep an eye out. I'm gonna probably, as soon as they release defensive props, I'm gonna have that parlay posted for the Jokic and Doncic parlay. But Jay and I will see. I think we're gonna do the halftime show tonight. I haven't heard Mitch, so I think Mitch is out for today, but that's okay. Jay and I will do it. We'll be back right here, same place for tonight's halftime show Eagles and Seahawks.
Peace.